What's the difference between RAM and ROM? Both are types of memory in your computer or smartphone, but they do very different things. By the end of this video, you'll understand what each one does, why they're important, and how they work together to keep your devices running smoothly. Alright, let's start with the basics. RAM stands for Random Access Memory, and ROM stands for Read-Only Memory. These are two different types of memory that every computer, phone, and tablet uses, but they have very different jobs. Think of RAM as your computer's short-term memory, and ROM as its long-term memory. RAM is where your computer keeps data that it needs quick access to right now. Things like open applications, active files, and anything you're currently working on. ROM, on the other hand, stores permanent data that doesn't change, like instructions for starting up the computer. Now let's dive into RAM a little deeper. RAM is what your computer uses to store data temporarily. Imagine it like a whiteboard. You can write things on it quickly and erase them just as fast. When you open an app or file, it's loaded from your computer's hard drive into the RAM so it can be accessed much faster. And because RAM is incredibly fast, it's perfect for storing data your computer or phone needs in the moment. But here's the thing. When you turn off your device, everything in RAM disappears. That's why we call it volatile memory. If you didn't save your work before shutting down, it's gone. RAM comes in sticks like these, and you'll often see labels like DDR4 or DDR5. These refer to different generations of RAM, with DDR5 being the latest and fastest type available. Now let's talk about ROM. ROM is your computer's non-volatile memory, which means the data in ROM doesn't go away when you turn off power to your computer. ROM is like a book. It has important information written in it, and you're mostly just reading it. In fact, ROM stands for read-only memory. ROM holds the data needed to start up your computer, like instructions that help the system initialize the hardware and load the operating system. This set of instructions in ROM is often called firmware or the BIOS, which stands for Basic Input-Output System. That startup process you see when you first turn on your computer, that's your ROM at work. It holds all the essential instructions needed to get your computer running. So let's go over the key differences between RAM and ROM. First of all, speed. RAM is much faster than ROM because it's designed to handle data on the fly. ROM is slower because it's only read when needed and is more of a permanent storage. Secondly, data volatility. RAM is volatile, meaning all the data in RAM disappears when you turn off the device. ROM is non-volatile, so it keeps the data even when there's no power. You might wonder how much RAM and ROM does a computer or smartphone need? When it comes to RAM, it depends on what you're doing. If you're only browsing the web, 4GB to 8GB is fine. But for gaming or video editing, you'll want at least 16. ROM size is usually fixed, as it only needs enough space for essential firmware or operating instructions. On most devices, you'll see ROM storage ranging from a few megabytes to a couple of gigabytes. Some people wonder, why not just use ROM instead of RAM, or the other way around? The answer comes down to how they're designed. ROM is read-only and designed to hold data permanently, so it's not ideal for tasks that constantly need new data loaded and erased. On the other hand, RAM's fast, flexible memory is essential for handling real-time tasks. But since it's volatile, it can't hold essential startup data. In short, both RAM and ROM have their own specific purpose, and computers need both to operate efficiently. Okay, so let's wrap up on some key takeaways. RAM is for temporary fast access used for running applications and current tasks. ROM is for permanent storage of essential data, especially for booting up your device. You can't replace one with the other, they're both essential for different reasons. Knowing the differences between RAM and ROM helps you understand why devices have certain limits, like why you can't run endless apps with low RAM, or why your computer needs firmware updates for ROM. So there you have it. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more tech explanations. And let me know in the comments what other computer concepts you would like us to cover.